We're fishing. Oh, you funny. You funny. Welcome in, boys and girls. How we doing? How we doing? That said, we did spend a whole bunch of time doing some fishing the other day, didn't we? Well, angling. Slightly different to fishing, but same difference. Welcome in, boys and girls. How we doing? Dreary weather in Zulaman today. What's occurring? What's going on? Who turned off the spring weather out here? It's gross. Let's hearth our way back to Wayfarer's Rest and do some profession stuff first thing this morning. How are we all doing? We good? It is Friday. It means we have, well, it's technically Pizza Friday today, but I have, unfortunately, been given other plans. We have some guests coming over tomorrow, which means we need to go do the food shop today, which is really annoying, which means that's going to get in the way of Pizza Friday, unfortunately. But we'll take the doggos to the dog park. And everyone will be happy. We'll still sneak in some evening beers, I'm sure, since it's a Friday. But time to have a little bit of a wander around. Time to have a little bit of an explore. I didn't get to play much yesterday. But I do want to get a little bit more progress done on the ritual sites. We didn't really explore those in too much detail the other day. And, believe it or not, I still haven't properly finished off this building the Void Forge thing. Now, apparently, there's a multi-stage quest line that I really should have been working on for this, but, you know, in true Goblin fashion, we hadn't. So that's got to be a high priority, I think, today. But patron orders. Let's check the basics. Let's get the default stuff out of the way. Why have we got a blue question mark here? What have we completed?
Greetings.
What have we completed? Oh, I just get to pick some rep with somebody. Well, I guess the easy solution is pull from the bottom. Who are we the lowest with in terms of reputation? We're only renowned 8 with you fellas. Yeah, I am still to Lawmaster their zone. I'm only up to 15. I don't think it really matters, does it? At this point, it really doesn't matter. Let's just give it to you because you're technically the least so far. Who cares? My fishing skills, actually. 151 out of 300. I am yet to finish leveling fishing. Probably should be something we finish off, to be fair, but this is just one of those kind of
let's make
completionist things.
Really.
Whoa, big 50. Hello. 8 months to Christmas. Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's the 24th. It's the 24th. Oh! My puppies are 10 months old today. On that note, where are they? What you doing? Hey, what you doing? Come say hi to chat. Nips was flopped on the floor. Nips was all flopped. Say hi, Nipses. Going. Oh, you're escaping. Lambs will say hi to chat. Hello. That's a bit close. No personal space. Eh? No personal space. Well, okay, let's keep the back it up a little bit. Back it up a touch. Back it up a touch. Yeah, then dox my wife's phone number. That's probably not a good idea. Alt fishing easy. The treasure in Zorman is warband and gives 3. Oh, yeah. I do actually have a few things in the warbank for that. There's where is it? Where is it? How is it? It might be the abundance. Can't you buy something with unalloyed abundance? Can't you buy like 100 fishing skill in one go or something? I'm pretty sure there's something that allows you to zug fishing to max if you really wanted to. Which might be the play. I don't know. There's definitely some in. Oh, is it like 8k or something? Okay, that's a bit spicy. Might need to do some abundance, you know. Ooh. We might need to do some abundance runs today. Any good crafting orders, though? 1,000 gold. Ah, you only provide quality 1 stuff. You only provide quality 1 stuff, and I can't do it, because I don't have the ability to do secondary stats anyway. What we got going on here? Wow, absolutely nothing. Yoink. Flickers are on expensive ones. I'm not buying knowledge points. I refuse. Not happening. Got over on leatherworking. Haha! I don't have this recipe yet either, the rope links harness. Apparently this is not as easy to get as we suspected it might be. Probably another really good reason for me to go out and do the ritual sites, because that's apparently where they come from. Apparently where the recipe comes from. I could bang these out. Sindori Alchemist hat, first time craft. You kidding me? How's that a first time craft? Eh? Sure. What do we got here? Not providing anything, but that's just basically free. Wait, why not? Oh, it's not basically free, is it? You want concentration, but it's leatherworking. What else am I going to use concentration on? Nothing. Ha! It fucking multi-crafted, of course it did. Okay. Here, Mr. Dinosaur. Yoink. Righty. Do I have any sort of desire to do anything in any specific order today? Kind of want to go poke these ritual sites a little bit more. Abundance is a good dinner activity. Yeah, you can usually get the bar done like in about a minute, can't you? Yes, yes. Welcome in the dress. Good morning. Let's turn you off. We don't need to be doing anything specific. I might actually have to go do this build the Void Forge thing. How am I with Vault stuff so far this week? Tier 11, Tier 8. Oh, I've nearly got the Vault sorted already this week. Maybe that'll happen. Does the let's go do ritual sites. Let's go do ritual sites. I was I think I did. I don't know. I did a couple of runs yesterday. Or the day before. I can't remember. The world's a blur right now. Oh, see wood. Got to pick it up. Got to pick it up. Got to get that lumber. Oh, Midnight Lumberjack. Well, there we go. I finally actually finally harvested 250 midnight lumber. Oh, that's funny. I've not done the same thing as what I did with the other lumbers yet for the midnight one. I've not tried to calculate just what it's actually worth. Because the system I used to calculate the value of the lumber for the past expansions was kind of half ignoring the fact that the other materials were needed. Or at least you would multiply it by like 0.8 or something to factor in the cost of other materials. But the cost of the midnight materials far out, you know, are actually the majority of the price of the decor still. Right, where did we get on here? I've unlocked some of the challenges apparently. I guess working out how we unlock some of these others. Complete a tier 4 ritual site, then speak to Lady Darkglen in Silvermoon. The tier required reduces each week. Oh, so they've put this on a timer again. They've put this... Okay, well I can at least requires 4 challenges. The magic of the site occasionally manifests powerful spirits. Interrupt these manifestations or face their withering magic. Security is heightened. Many additional forces were brought into the protection site. So these are all 15, 30, 45, 55% more spoils. Minimum 500. Challenge multiplier 55%. Okay, should we give a tier 5 a go and just see what happens, shall we? What could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong? We are exactly the item level it suggests for this place, 264. Right, I guess we just go gadget go and see what happens. The ability to sort of slow and steady your way through these if needs be means that pretty much anybody should be able to get to the point where they can do these. Even if, you know, even if it's not very efficient on time, you can just slowly work your way through it. Unless, you know, the end boss just actually nuclear deletes you. Has anybody played with these ritual sites a bunch? Are they, do they fall into the category of engaging gameplay? Or are we... What was our thoughts so far on these? There's part of me that thinks that these could end up... But if you can get a lot of the... Oh, hello, what the fucking hell are you? Jesus, get out of that. Me guesses we're meant to interrupt this. Apparently some attention is needed while we figure out what the hell's going on. Questionable power? Okay, so you can just be interrupted. That's really all we need to do. Now that does kind of mean I need to save my interrupt for when one of those things pops up. Can pet do pet things? Hello? I would love it if pet would do pet things. That would be wonderful, please. Okay. That's already a bit sketch. What's the flipping, what's the name of the currency thing that we are now after? These things, field accolades. If these end up being a good way to get field accolades, I can see people like boosting these. Did a few trying to get another heroic item, but decided to go to assaults. The squid guy was the most challenging for me. Oh, okay. Apparently, go to assaults was was not favoured by auto mod. Yeah, maybe the flying around in a cluster and just like zerging the assaults ends up being a quicker and easier way. Not to mention that you can do it basically with any item level and almost AFK it as long as some people are doing it. But I guess that's... Is that going to be the way that people are doing it, not for the purpose of gear, but maybe just people are doing it that... I don't know. Okay, well, if I don't have my interrupt, I need to just get out of his way, don't I? I wonder if he can be ice trapped. I wonder if ice trapping him also works. Here's to maybe putting ice trap on the bars just in case. They give 8 currency and they mostly go really fast. Yeah, if it can just be zerged and you're running around in flying around in a raid and it's just, you know, job done. But there's part of me that would almost there's part of me that would almost favour something slightly engaging. I'm so bored of these, like, just fly around in a ball and nuke things kind of events. Just, you know, the pure definition of just low effort gameplay. Now, I'm at the same time, I'm not looking for, like, super high mega challenge, but I am looking for, like, to feel as if I'm at least contributing, you know what I mean? I've boiled it down to that being one of the reasons why abundance kind of bugs me, due to the fact that even if I'm running through their solo, I don't really feel as if I'm doing anything. There seems to be the illusion of gameplay in abundance without there actually being any gameplay. You don't need professions to get good. You gotta get good at professions by doing them. There seems to be a piece of the gameplay puzzle missing, which is where you actually play something. Okay, now yeah, this becomes a problem, doesn't it? If I don't have my flipping interrupt ready. Oh, I have freezing trap on 5 apparently. I mean, if you're 280 geared, you're probably breezing through these, aren't you? Okay, we've got a few more spoils from those. This also feels like the way to do it is probably to find that happy medium where you can just blast it, and do, you know, get the job done in like 3 minutes or something. Oh, okay, you can be freeze trapped as well. Means I can not have to worry about keeping my interrupt off cooldown. 5 more champion items to replace. I've had no luck in the raids in M+. Looks like I'll be going into the mythic raid soon, so I need those replaced. Have you unlocked the Void Forge stuff? Have you got your bonus rolls? I don't know who it was I was watching a video of, maybe yesterday. Maybe Signs of Kalani. I think the consensus with the bonus rolls is to use them in Mythic plus 10s. As that will basically guarantee you a Mythic item. Which has already raised some valid questions on what's it going to do for gearing. Crafted gearing, I mean. What's it going to do for crafted gearing when people get theoretically more gear from other sources? I don't think it's going to make a difference because people are still going to want their embellishments, right? That's where my brain goes with this. As long as people still want their embellishments, then there'll still be a need for crafted gear. They don't want to, you know, they don't want to shit on the doorstep of crafters by adding these bonus rolls, particularly. Or at least we'd hope they don't want to. Take the pity token from the vault if you don't get Biss. This way you can have 3 tokens a week, but only if you vault after buying the token. Oh, well, that just seems like a bug, doesn't it? Yeah, that feels like a bug that will hopefully be fixed. But yeah, your best source of If it basically gives you a mythic, and if the bad luck protection actually works, if it actually functions like it's intended, monitor magical energy at the first location. If it actually has the bad luck protection system working, so you don't get dupes, then that's the right way to do it. How do I monitor the magical energy at this location? Is there something I'm missing here? Something to click on? Maybe not. Do I have an item? What's this quest called? Raising the magical alarms. What are we doing with this then? Use Lady Darklen's device at a ritual site. I don't seem to have a device. Whatever it is. It's one of these scenarios where I'm being... I'm just being an idiot who clearly can't talk this morning. Okay, I apparently don't have an item for this. It's an illusion. I don't know. I got way too many quests in my quest log. I'll figure it out in a minute. So many quests. I know. I very much wanted to get my quest log of like 12.0 stuff relatively cleaned. It's kind of been half a task of mine for a little while. So many quests I just don't need to have right now. Mine was empty until Wednesday. Well, you know, a new patch is meant to bring, you know, a nice juicy packed quest log with it, but mine was already overly juicy, overly packed. And I don't give myself all that much room for quests. is half the problem. Right, let's slow and steady our way through this anyway. So at least we've then completed a 5, and we can see from this that 5s are manageable as long as we just, you know, methodically work through them. Methodically working through them, though, isn't going to get as many spoils particularly quick. Though I would imagine, like, this kind of feels like blasting +2s for easy crests is, you know, the kind of mindset you use with these. You probably blast tier 2s or something. Probably don't get many spoils, and I don't know if there's not an assault group running about. I am having some slight issues with me pet staying alive. Something's absolutely cooking me. Oh, we start here. Okay. It's a frustrating place to start. That's behind enemy lines. That's right. Oh, hello. What's in this patch of grass over here? 5s give hero 4 of 6 in the vault. Oh, do they actually give higher vault? Oh, okay. Oh, that's annoying. That might give me reason to do 5s. I hadn't thought about vault privilege. Wow, does that mean doing 5s of these is the easiest solo content now? Or the highest value solo content, if that makes sense. Oh, look, another quest. Eight 5s, though, to then max your vault out. So you can sack off delves, you can sack off the nightmare, prey. Where are we going? This way. Excuse me, it's dropped me behind enemy lines. My item level's not too bad, but I'm still not really... I've not gemmed or enchanted or done anything particularly fancy with my gear. So, while I have the item level, I'm probably 20% weaker than I should be with this item level. If not more. Oh, Jesus. I'm pretty much the exact kind of people that pugs hate right now. Somebody with a reasonable item level, but probably very low performance with it. Right, let's see what was cooking me last time. Right. Inflicts a bunch of damage every second. Right, there doesn't seem to be any way to ignore that. So I guess the only way is to make sure we keep our heals up and nuke his ass. Okay, he randomly went kaboom somehow. I'm not quite sure how he randomly went kaboom, but I'll take it. Oh, what? How did I manage to aggro the world? Oh, not one of you. Yeah, as long as pet do pet things, we're fine. Pet's alive, we're alive. Usually the rule. swear there was a chest. There's a chest. I don't think at this pace... at this pace, I don't think rituals are faster than delves. But for the 4 of 6 hero pieces, for me, 406 hero piece in a vault is not bad going. And is still kind of worth paying attention to. Although there's part of me that wonders why I just don't bite the bullet and do a bunch of 10s every. Runes went up to 1k last night. Bolts and nose diving into the ground. No wonder why. The new event is full of humanoid mobs that are dropping cloth. I did wonder that with having the assaults in Zulaman right now. Surely that means that cloth is just like, you know, all of a sudden everybody's farming cloth again. Surprise, surprise. Passively or not. And he's dead. Beautiful. I mean, runes popping back up is good to see. The subtle change to the glamours for enchanting could have caused somebody to decide that they were going to reset runes. Now, as bold of a move as that would be, the logic behind that is that your 300, 400, 500 alt army Andes who have had enchanting just churning patron orders was probably contributing pretty heavily to the reason why the rune was, you know, relatively cheap. Now Blizzard making those orders require concentration to be able to fulfill will probably mean not as many enchanters will be filling quite as many patron orders anymore. E.g. not as many free runes being produced. But this is all sort of like, oh well, because of this that might happen, and because that might happen this might happen. You know, this is one of those sorts of chains of events that on paper makes sense, but does it really have much of an impact overall? We don't really know. Or it could just be that, you know, all of those cheap runes that everybody was panic selling when they didn't double to 2,000 plus gold a piece like everybody expected. Are we starting to see a bit of a... Is now the fact that everybody is working on their, like, progression bosses now, rather than just blasting through the easy stuff? Are we just seeing more demand for runes generally? Just hoovered up that overstock, that extra supply. I don't know. More often than not, it's partly 50-50. It's partly goblins doing goblin things. Trying to keep the prices of things high. But then goblins only do goblin things because they suspect there's a bit of a natural change in you know, happening anyway. I need some green health blobs. There's a green health blob. Oh, my pet's dead already. This might be tragic. Get you fellas out of the way. Stop with your shrinking rays, honestly. Oh, of course. Let's just get out of that, out of the range of that one. I think I'm cooked here. Okay, well apparently the first 2 deaths don't affect your spoils. Why does it always drop me behind enemy lines? Sure, okay. We did manage to actually kill the big dude though. Just bad timing then. The week I did 10s with a guild group, we had 2 healers, so I just 1-button elemental. Was second on DPS, so just go 10s. Oh yeah, I don't doubt that it's just I don't particularly enjoy Mythic Plus. And I always have to decide, does the extra gear warrant doing the thing I don't particularly want to do? Some seasons it makes sense for me to have a bit of gear. Other seasons, not so much. If I'm not really doing anything that benefits me having more gear, like now, for example, it doesn't really matter. I don't technically need to be doing these. I'm doing these because it's, you know, it's a little bit of new content and it's interesting. See what's going on with it. But like in the Undermine patch, for example, having more gear in the Undermine patch was a tangible advantage to my main activity of goal making because it allowed me to kill the rares faster. And killing the rares faster meant more Mechanica. So there needs to be a reason for me to have the extra gear, especially if it's going to cause me to do an element of gameplay I don't really want to do. But yeah, I have no doubt that I could scroll a mouse wheel and just, you know, cook through a few 10s. But it's whether I want to spend 4 or 5 hours doing a bunch of 10s just for a slightly padded vault for 1 piece of gear next week, you know. And repeat that process every week, like. Risk versus reward. Which in video games terms is I'll do something I don't enjoy, but it's going to have to really pay dividends. Ooh, oh my, oh, for you. Yeah, the damage in this is still substantial enough I need to pay attention. I wonder if there ends up being a combo of challenges, combo of 4 challenges that ends up just being much easier than others. It's usually the case that the ones they let you unlock first are not necessarily the very optimal or good ones to have. What were the, like, when they redid Visions last expansion, for example, trying to do like a full 7, like, I think you had to do a 5 mask run, wasn't it, for like half the mounts or the achievements or something, but the first 5 masks you got were just terrible. And nobody really wanted to use them. You would drop as many of them as possible in favour of some of the other masks. It wouldn't surprise me if the challenges feel the same here. Tens are way easier this season compared to others, but still don't underestimate them. Underestimate them. You absolutely need to know the mechanics, and it's still way harder than any solo content. Yeah, see, this is it. I'm not really, I can't really be bothered to do the learning. But for a game mode that I categorically know I don't particularly enjoy. It's why I don't do Mythic Plus. And I fundamentally refuse to become one of those just do Mythic Plus streamers. Sure, we could, you know, I could pull in all the streamer benefits. But at the same time, it's like, Is it entertaining and is it enjoyable? I don't think I can answer yes to either of those. Oh, have we pulled the big dude as well? Oh god. This is not going to plan. Now you see, this is a problem because this is going to be my third death. Really need to take this dude out of the equation first, I think. Oh, not another one of those. Okay, I'm dead. Fuck's sake. Okay, we're all the way back here. 3.1k rating in M+ at the moment. Reaching 3.4 doesn't seem impossible this season, and I'm not even maxed out on gear yet. Oh, I mean, I don't QQ it from the perspective, like, you know, I don't say it's. I'm sure it's very possible. That's good rating already. I just know it's it's not my jam. It's pretty simple. It's not really my thing. Remix raids were different though, wasn't it? Because remix raids were just silly. Like that was entertaining from the fact that it was just silly. And silly is entertaining just all by itself. Why is pet not doing pet things? Why am I ripping aggro off my pet like all the time? Not sure what's going on here. I mean, I didn't even do much of the Mythic Plus in Legion either. When it was, you know, it wasn't really Mythic Plus, was it? But same concept again. I mean, that was just silly fun. I was too busy absorbing the alpha at the time, though, to go that hard on Remix. We had our fun with Remix. I'm looking forward to the next one, though. If they do Shadowlands Remix, I wonder how they're going to deal with Legos. I'm not quite sure how they're going to deal with that. I wouldn't mind going back to Torghast though. I know that's probably a spicy take from anybody that was a raider back in Shadowlands. What do you mean you want to go back to Torghast? I didn't do Torghast because I felt forced to do it though. I did Torghast as and when I wanted to because it was actually quite fun. Those who felt forced to do it at least twice a week, I can definitely see why you hated it. That sounds silly. What's this thing we're doing? Well, these are the new ritual sites, which is kind of the love child of visions and delves, really. Turned up in the last patch. You can increase the difficulty and take on like bonus affix challenges, kind of similar to what they did with visions last expansion. If you played, and but it's kind of solo to 5-man content, similar to delves in that regard. Their instance. Mostly this is kind of tied up in being a bit of a catch-up system for gearing for Season 1. Slightly more optimal. Oh shit! Did we miss with that? Slightly more optimal for gearing than delves, for example, or anything like that. But not as efficient as, you know, your standard Mythic Plus or endgame raiding. Kind of sneaks its way in the middle. Oh, pull the jellyfish. Alright. Oh, can you stop, please? All these ads might start to become problematic because they're going to pull all of the ads. Ads will pull more ads because I need to clean the zone up a little bit. I need to kill you first. Oh, please, not right now. Oh, you damn jellyfish. Oh. Bella, please, relax. Whew. Yeah, that was closer than it needed to be. Okay, let's get some of these ads out of the way, because very strong chance we accidentally pull a bunch of these. You pair. Oh no, I'm stuck. Oh no. Oh no, I'm legitimately stuck. See if we can get out of combat. Oh no, I'm literally stuck between a rock and a hard place. Put a seat down. Oh god, I'm cooked. Oh, oh. Oh, for fuck's sake, game. Okay. Hmm. Damn. Damn strawberry jam. Put Noggin Fogger on and that didn't even change my character appearance. Oh no! Even the Hearthstone table moved me, but then puts me right back on the same spot when it pops me out. Ah! Ah, okay. No, I'm just cooked. Yeah, I'm trying not to die. I've already died more time. Yeah.
Who dares interrupt me? Foolish creatures! Strike, you dead!
Oh well. Just have to take another death and lose half our spoils again.
Your waterlogged corpses will drift at sea.
Fucking hell has it put us? Where is this? Hello? Ah, cheeky back door. Ask Blizz for a refund. Yeah, good luck on that one. See, they put the price up for Team UK again. On the same day they released one of the most buggy patches in history. Good timing that, Blizz. Well done. I mean, not that there's ever a good time to announce a price increase, but that was something special.
Who dares interrupt me?
Oh, okay. We've
Foolish
pulled the boss.
creatures!
Pet do pet things, please.
Strike, you dead! Trident strike true!
Right, this should be fine. Couple more deaths than we really should have had. I mean, any is more than we really should have had, but... Ooh, ay, 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 ay.
Hail death! Ocean!
Boom! 263 slot in the vault. Nice. Flipping hell, how many? Christ alive, how many achievements in one go? I swear I got like 7 achievements in one go. Oh, here we go. 500 spoils for the boss, 75 for the treasures, minus 10% for me 4 deaths, 507, 802 spoils. Which equates to how many accolades? 80. So even that even a tier 5, I mean, I know that was not smooth by any means, but that still only gives you a champion piece of gear. So it's actually not really any better than like a tier 8 delve in terms of like upfront gearing, other than the fact you can just, you know, bank those field accolades until you've got 500 and get a hero piece. Took you 25 minutes. Delve 11 takes 15 minutes. Prey takes 10. Looks like it's not worth it. I mean, I wouldn't take my performance as anything like to go by. I mean, I died 4 times. That was the first time I've done a tier 5, you know. That was like the worst case scenario. The first time I'd seen a lot of those challenges, for example, as well, so in theory should actually only get better from there. The grasping tendrils is relatively easy, you just don't get hit by it. Manifestations is the dude that we have to frost trap, which is easy enough to do, it's just annoying. Security is heightened, many additional forces were brought onto the site. You can probably just avoid as many ads as possible. Powerful patrols have been seen. It's best to avoid them if possible. You can get 25% spoils by just free, basically, by not like avoiding these. So maybe these aren't terrible ones. What are the other ones? Disruptions at the site trigger forces to be summoned to the location of the incident. The more disruptive the incident, the greater the force summoned. Okay. Malevolent boons. The enemies in the site are using dark obelisks to empower their forces. Disable these or face them with their malevolent boons. Volatile magic at the site has tainted the enemies. When killed, this taint manifests as a pool of deadly magic. Overwhelming power of the ritual is felt through the site. Embers of the power can be found empowering nearby enemies and their leaders. There's actually, you get different amount, like 13% spoils, 20%, 10%, 15%, 10%. So I guess this is what they've done to counteract people like deliberately taking the easy ones. That the easy ones just give you less bonus spoils, I guess. Okay. Yes, I do need to repair my gear. Most definitely. Sell off all of that trash. Casual 1,000 gold repair bill.
Not everything in the ocean is as good looking or
And in theory, I should have a bunch of stuff to hand in, actually. It's another one where I have a sneaky suspicion that, like, tanks, for example, are just going to lol all the way through this. Because tanks could probably just run through and pull basically the entire place. As long as there's nothing that does, like, percentage damage, they're just chilling, you know? They clearly thought about DPS and healers, though, by putting those little green blobs that pop up. Or they at least thought about DPS, don't know about healers.
Are you listening?
So this is going to unlock the tainted corpses. When killed, this taint manifests as a pool of deadly magic. I mean, once you've killed something, you move on, don't you?
True power lies within us. I seek all.
It's one of those, if you are doing it for vault
darkness
purposes,
absolve you.
mostly, you'd take the easy challenges anyway, even if they give you less spoils. Oh, I've got exactly 500 field accolades. Do we gamble on a... Do we gamble on a mythic? Not a mythic, on a... Do we gamble a box? A hero box? The irony for me... In fact, no. I don't think we do. And the reason we don't, because I don't think it's really going to land anywhere that it makes any difference. I need a neck. How many hero pieces am I missing? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay, I'm actually missing loads, aren't I? 5. Okay, maybe I do gamble on the hero boxes. I've still got a veteran ring on, for Christ's sake. We gamble. What else am I going to use these for? To be honest. It's 500. Bruh. 500 for one single hero piece that may or may not be equipped. You know, there's part of me...
Treat my wares with care.
These aren't transferable, are they? You know what they all are almost definitely going to do in about 2 weeks' time? They're almost definitely going to make these transferable, aren't they? I could definitely do with a hero piece, but I don't like the RNG gambling. I would much rather spend these 75 time a piece to quickly gear up an ult. They're either going to drop the price or they're going to make the currency transferable, or even both. There's part of me that thinks I might just sit on these and wait until they make them transferable, because this is far more impactful for my ults. Way, 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 way more impactful for my ults. Because that buys me, what, like 6 pieces of gear? 6 pieces of champion gear for an ult? I'd much rather have 6 pieces of champion gear for an ult than 1 piece of maybe hero gear for my main. I know that's not, you know, that's not streamer entertainment, but there's part of me that feels it's the sensible play. I can cash in these dark particles though, can't I? Or are these going to be the same? These are going to be the flipping same, aren't they? These dark particles, there's no reason for these to be soulbound either. How do we... Is it from you we convert those into... Yeah, I might just not spend any of it yet until they make it transferable. So they inevitably will. 3 expansions later, Mantis is still waiting. Well, that would be my luck, wouldn't it? My luck would be the one time I wait for them to do what they really should do in the first place, and then they won't ever do it. Reduce the price possible, but Warbound transferable, I doubt it. It's player power. It's not, though. It's catch-up gear. It's not player power. Player power is like, you know, top-end myth gear now. It's catch-up gear. It's player power if you have nothing. But, you know, nobody cares about champion gear. It's just for quickly getting an ult up to speed in order to be able to play. Why not part of the drops campaign? No, I should be. Should be getting drops in the channel right now. I just haven't splashed it all over the screen and in the titles and everything. It should still be ticking. I believe. You'll get the it'll pop up at the top of the chat thing. Yeah, it's on. It's working. Yeah, it's the 5th recolor of a plushie in about 4 weeks, so I just haven't bothered to make a big deal of it. But yeah, the drops are still happening. I can't be the only one, right, that thinks that they're kind of like they're using the drops so frequently now that I don't think people are even that bothered about them. And when it's just, you know, recolors of what they gave you 2 weeks ago, it's like, sure, whatever. Dark obelisks investigated. Didn't get an investigation on those. Oh wait, these ritual sites have gone down as like an expansion feature. Prey, void assaults, and the ritual sites. Oh Jesus, how many? What have we got to do with all of these? Complete the ritual sites achievements below. Challenging sites. Unlock all of the ritual site challenges. Well, we're getting there. Ritual renown. Obtain ritual sites. Oh, I forgot there was a renown track for this as well. Holy. Ritual site, the broken throne. Oh, well, this one we get next week, right? Disrupt the broken throne ritual site whilst at least 8 challenges are present. Oh, it's the same as Visions. You can stack all of the challenges. It's just that there's a minimum. Oh. Ritual sites extreme. All 8 challenges present on a tier 5. While not in a party, look. They've deliberately put the, like, do it solo, bitch. Okay. Disrupt at least a tier 4 broken throne with 3 or more party members. Oh, I didn't realise you have to do full 8 mask runs on these as well. Six challenges present. So where's the mount then? Where's the mount then? Disrupt any ritual site on tier 5 with the Embers challenge present, with at least 1 Ember still active. Okay, these are all weird and wacky combinations of doing different things, aren't they? Is there not like a meta one that gives a mount then? No. What about the void assaults? How can there possibly be 18 achievements for these void assaults? Unlock Unbound Mana Worm for purchase. Void Assault Zulaman, outstanding in the field. Cosmic Exterminator. Void Eradicators. What's the Void Eradicator? Complete 25 Void Strikes or Incursions in Zulaman. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to need to do that then, aren't we? We need to do a few more. You can get a mount from clicking the kelp heaps. Oh, really? Okay. I'm bothered about them, but I also watch you and some other WoW streamers all the time, so I get the drops regardless. Yeah, maybe it's because I'm, you know, on the streamer side of it, that after the first couple of days, like, this is why I've chosen not to put drops in the title and big on-screen flashy things or anything, because I'm not of the opinion that it's a big special event anymore. It's just that it's a thing that's happening. Earn 500 field accolades from ritual sites or void assaults, or we're literally 10 away. Defeat 100 corrupted creatures in void strikes. Okay, how have I got 0 progress on that? Defeat 15 creatures with advanced void corruption. Okay. Wait, what? Wait, hang on. What are void? Wait, I'm confused now. I know what ritual sites are. I know what the assaults are. What are void strikes or incursions? Exchange dark particles for field accolade. Okay, we just need to do more of this then, don't we? Turns out we do need to do just more of them. Okay, I was kind of half assuming that we could pass on these, but scout report void strikes in this region. Field accolades will be awarded for each strike disrupted. Oh, I genuinely thought there was nothing more to it than flying around in a swarm. I guess we're going to have to do a little bit more of it then, aren't we? I get. Actually, these are not going anywhere anytime soon. We need to go over to. We need to get this building the Void Forge thing at least started, so that we at least maybe get access to bonus rolls, even if they're not super important for me.
I want to know secrets among these latest arrivals.
There's another quest chain after you've built the Void Forge that starts the next thing that's going to happen, so I don't want to leave myself too far behind by just not doing this.
Come, let us forge a weapon worthy of
I've
your
not,
eyes.
while I've done most of the quests out in this zone, I hadn't done any of this.
What pleasure will you bring me today? Just the Azerothian I've been looking for. Oh, and it's you again.
Work continues. Find enough shards that we can fuse them back into an elemental void core. I have acquired sufficient reagents to transmute 6 cores in total thus far. Collect elementary void core shards from Midnight Season 1 raid bosses, Bountiful Delves, Mythic Plus dungeons.
I'll be waiting for our next meeting.
Okay, so I now just need to chip away at each one of these. Right, okay. I probably should have picked these up before I went and did a bunch of delves this week. Do the ritual sites count towards the Void Forge quests as delves count? Well, it doesn't state it, but of course these quests came out. These quests came out before ritual sites existed, so I'm gonna assume they don't.
Be careful not to have too much fun without me.
I'm gonna assume they don't. Season 1 raid bosses, including LFR. Bountiful Delves, Mythic Plus dungeons. I'm going to assume they don't count. I can do ritual sites without being in a group. Not ritual sites, sorry, the assaults.
Catalog every newcomer. I want to know secrets among these latest arrivals.
What's this storyline? Oh, we've done all of the storylines on that one. Right, let's just go do some more void assaults. As apparently there's more to these than I originally thought. Fly around in a ball and kill things. Is there a group for assaults? Suleiman Void Assaults. War mode on. Escape from bugged Void Assault. If your server's Void Assaults are bugged, join the fun here. Okay. Surprise, surprise, Kazakh. Yoink. Clearly something going on over here. Yo, I had a thought. Can you, like, cheese these whilst just doing herbing and mining in the zone on a druid? Because I could actually do some champion gear on my herb and miner. I mean, obviously you're not going to be doing anything particularly optimally, but why would I be spending time doing this on my main when I could do it on my druid? Pick up herbs at the same time. Oh my god. Frame rate, hello? Hello? Frames? Hello? 14 FPS? Oh god. Gotta love a slideshow. You got a battery core. Do we think Blizzard's ever going to be able to figure out a way to fix this? Do we think they're ever actually going to get to a point where their servers can handle more than 5 people being in an area at once? Because I'm quite sure at this point it's been a growing issue since... I mean, BFA really started to highlight it, didn't it? Because of all of the Azerite gear. The Azerite gear just completely nuclear deleted server stability. Because Azerite gear was just like so many RNG procs happening. I mean, and that was BFA. Like, we're talking... Can't be far off a decade ago at this point. When did BFA come out?
So breakable. Well done.
Body's going this way. They said there's no hardware in the world that could handle it, then why do they still make the open world vents then? Why not scenarios that we can queue into? Well, yeah, this is where it feels PR to me. I'm not sure they're really telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth when they say stuff like that. Because I'm quite sure there are many other games out there that can handle more than 40 players within close proximity and not crash and burn to 10 FPS. So I mean, what are they? What they running on? Pixie dust, right? It's got to be. How does, you know, games like Battlefield do it, right? I don't know. I don't. To put it very bluntly, I just don't believe them. I don't get what's going on here. We have to grab these things. And then throw them at the pylon, right? The Rift events where you got ported from area to area never lagged, and those were years ago. There's many people, can't remember exactly, but no lag. Not played Guild Wars 2 for some years now, but that game had massive open world content that worked better than this. Not without lag, but better. Box buff, spells, effects going out, plus the achievements, items in the bank, and so on. More data one character has at one time it takes for... Yeah, I mean, there's clearly problems. There's clearly problems because it don't fucking work. But I also do not believe them when they say that it's a hardware issue that can't be solved. I'm like, well, it's just not true. Just not true. You know, if, like... There is no reason why I should have to load the inventory of every single one of these characters in this raid group. Why the fuck do I need that information? So don't send it to me. Like, don't process it. I'm sure there's lots of little stupid things that happen that could be optimized out, but it just doesn't ever seem to happen. And I can't help but think that it falls down to one of those standard practices, doesn't it? That until it starts actually costing Blizzard money, they ain't gonna do shit about it. Like, if players still continue to do the thing when it's 10 FPS and they just live with it, then Blizzard don't really have much of an incentive to fix it. It's when if they were to make an event and the player base as a whole just flat out refuses to do it unless they can optimize it to at least a standard minimum 30 FPS. You know, this is where some add-on needs to come along. And needs to be like, would you like to boycott this event? Pop up across the entirety of your screen. You have sub 30 FPS. Would you like to boycott this event? Yes, and it ports you out.
These machines, so breakable. Well done.
Ooh, accolade to rest. What was this? And 500 field accolades. Game still has a huge memory leak since Dragonflight now that's never been fixed. The thing is it's not that it hasn't been fixed. They fix it every patch. But you know what they also somehow magically do every patch? Reintroduce it every time they launch a patch. This is something I don't understand. Now, I don't understand I don't understand what the process is behind the scenes when it comes to, like, you know, how the patch system works. But we've seen this firsthand with Professions, that they seem to, every time there's a new major patch, just copy in the same bugs that happened last time. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, what? You fixed this last patch. Why have you somehow magically copied in the old dum-dum broken code from last time? Doesn't make sense. Don't know who's responsible for that sort of stuff at Blizzard, but they're doing a terrible job of it. Like the exploit with bulk cooldowns being able to be reset. We've had that 3 expansions in a row now. Literally 3 expansions in a row. So much so that you almost now you're almost kind of foolish for assuming it will be fixed. The clever thing to do at this point now is to just be fully aware of the fact that it's probably going to be broken when it launches. Where's the next event? Oh, it's all the way up here, that's why. They probably work with different builds, but then fix it in the old build and forget to do it in the same build that they're adding new features to. I don't know what their pipeline looks like for this sort of stuff, but it's seriously flawed. The fact that we seem to get repeatedly re-implemented bugs that they seemingly have to fix every time we have a patch or expansion. It's just so weird how it happens.
Face your flames! Face your flames!
Oh, I've not done this one before.
If you never face your own flame.
Is this just flying through jellyfish? Is this all we do here?
Void beings are attacking the temple of Janalai. Show them who protects our lore.
I swear I saw an achievement along this one as well. See, now everybody's flying around and nobody's using any spells. You notice how we've got 40 FPS now? I mean, 40 FPS is still not anything to, like, write home about, but when everybody starts blasting spells, that number dips to 10 frames per second. I know I pick up on this stuff way more, though, because one of the reasons I don't particularly enjoy playing console gaming is because my eyes hurt when I play 30 FPS. There's just not enough frames. I really hope, I really hope GTA 6 perform, and I really worry that it won't. But I really hope GTA 6 performs well on the PlayStation 5 at launches. I think I would be... Oh, I'm only hoping for 60 FPS, but I'm really hoping it doesn't slog away at 30 FPS. Now, how many jellyfish we gotta kill? Oh, just missing every one. Quality of Blizzard posits fallen off a cliff over the years. It's not going back. Live with it or find something else to play. Yeah, I tend to believe they're well and truly caught in the standard corporate business trap, which just, you know, naturally goes against producing a quality product. Now look, now it chugs. Wow, now everybody blows their cooldowns. 10 FPS.
Void forces
Boom.
are retreating for now. Once again, you have earned the Loa's favor.
How's this doing? 57%. Where's the next one? Over here. "99 little bugs in the code, 99 bugs in the code, take one down, patch it around, 117 bugs in the code." It's funny because it's probably true. I tried to do a delve yesterday. One of the ones, the one down here. What's it called? The Shadow Enclave. I tried to do this one yesterday, and it was the mirror. That's the mirror shine variant of the story, I think. But anyway, anytime you pick up a mirror, say goodbye to your ability to strafe left or right. I was like, what even is this? It's like, what even is this? I was so confused. So confused. I was like, what's going on? Has my keyboard broken? Like, I checked my keybinds in the settings. No, they were still selected. Nope, just straight up for no reason whatsoever. You pick up a mirror in that delve, A and D, stops working completely. Completely bricked. The only way to fix it was to completely exit my game and log back in again. So how does that even happen? Kind of wild.
There are ethereals messing with the Naldin camp. Nothing good come from that. Hunt them down.
Working in a global company, they fix a bug in one country and then break something niche in 10 others. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how that... like I said, I don't know the logistics behind how that happens, but... I mean, one of the reasons why I know I kind of hold Blizzard to a very high standard on this sort of stuff. But I think if you don't hold them to a very high standard, like, why shouldn't you hold them to a very high standard? They are arguably the #1 leaders in the industry. They have the biggest game that has the most players, that has lasted the longest time and makes the most money. Like, at that point, like, why shouldn't you be holding them to a very high standard? If they wish to maintain their position as market leaders, then they got to do the best job. If they were like, you know, brand new rookies at this, never experienced this before, first expansion launch or something, you know, you could cut them some slack. I'm like, no, you're meant to be the experts at this. You're meant to be the pros. I was doing time walking dungeons yesterday. 2 separate people had the same issue. Could only go forwards and backwards. They had to relog. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what it is. Sometimes you interact with something in a dungeon. In that delve, for example, it's you pick up a mirror and then just say goodbye to your ability to strafe for no apparent reason. Who knows? Maybe that's part of after the last Titan, they could do a big part of the game and fix some of the 10-year-old spaghetti, but probably not. Well, it's an inevitability, really, that there has to come a point where they have to do something major. They've been kind of like, you know, Band-Aid on top of Band-Aid on top of Band-Aid on top of Band-Aid. They've kind of been doing this for 2 decades. You know, there has to come a point at some point where they just say, and I know the talks in the gaming sphere, you know, everybody that plays the game is like, when's WoW 2 coming, right? And Ian's come out and he's tried to sort of put people's mind at rest with all of this, saying that they iterate and they do all of this stuff, like they do it all in small chunks and whatever. But there has to come a point where you just have to say, right, we have to build this from the ground up again. Because the game isn't getting any smaller. And there has to come a point where it's just not optimal to just keep band-aiding everything. And maybe that is the design. Maybe they were like, you know, maybe 5 years ago they were like, right, we are going to fully rebuild this, but we need, you know, time to do it. So hence why I still believe that this World Soul Saga, this 3 expansion saga, is basically 1 expansion's worth of content that they're stretching out over the space of 3. And they're just, you know, they've got a separate team that is doing all of this 8 weeks filler content to keep people busy. I genuinely believe these 3 expansions are just 1 expansion that they've stretched over 3, and that they're using this as a way to have an entire team of people build something new. Practically from the ground up. Now, sure, they you know, as far as the players are concerned, they will just merge it in, but I still do think that they have to be working on something. They're the only company that's big enough, with enough of a team, with enough money to be able to do something like that. Nobody else has got the money to do it. Nobody else has got a development team big enough to be able to even contemplate doing something like that. They've like quadrupled their dev team in, you know, the last 5 years. Weird that for a software company for multi-decades, they don't have a working protocol for version control. It is kind of odd. Like I said, I can't really say much because I don't know how it works behind the scenes either, but I'm not the expert. I'm just the consumer. I'm just the sucker that, you know, gives them money. Beat the 100 Thunders. Who?
They seek to sap all energy.
Okay, I have
from
no
our
idea what's
lands.
going on here.
We must always be there to stop them.
What are we up to? 65%. Is this, I bet this epic field satchel bag, does that work like a pinnacle cache thing? Is that like a once or twice a week kind of bag you can get? Or is it something, or can you theoretically just perma-farm these? Or is it like on a daily lockout for the epic bag or something?
Dominar are nearby, corrupting our wildlife. The poor creature is beyond saving, but you can stop the void ritual and put it out of its misery.
I think there's a new letter of apology from Blizzard now for the shitty launch of the patch. It's so funny, you know. Over the last couple of days, I can't even count the amount of times I've seen people say, stop with this 8-week patch business. And I think most players are putting 2 and 2 together and basically coming up with the conclusion that this 8-week patch cadence is the root of the problem. I don't really think it's the root of the problem. I think they're fully capable of releasing content every 8 weeks if they want to. That's just, you know, that's just a logistics and a manpower issue. There are other games out there that can easily spit out content faster than that when they really want to. The issue is the quality control on top of it. I think they need to be far more liberal with saying, right, we're going to delay something, or we're just going to not launch something if it's just not ready. Like, that's simple.
Watch for more rituals like this.
But I think the 8-week thing is mostly something that's probably been penciled in, right? This is why I think about the whole World Soul Saga being a 3 expansions, but it's actually only 1. I reckon, like, before they even contemplated doing this, they knew what was coming, like, years in advance, as far as the player base is concerned. Everything's just on a timeline. And so hence, like, they know what's coming in 8 weeks' time. They know what's coming in 16 weeks' time. They know what's coming in 32 weeks' time. They know what's coming every single time. The problem is they just don't quite finish what... they don't quite finish it at the right time. And they're too complacently willing to let things launch in a broken state and then fix it after. But that then causes knock-on effects that next time there's a major content patch that half of the fixes don't get passed forward. You know, it's one element of laziness is causing other problems. If there was more quality control in place, I don't think they've got any issues with releasing content every 8 weeks if they wanted to. Because to give them some credit, it does kind of feel like they've planned a lot of this a long time ahead. It's just the execution isn't great right now. Because there's clearly gaping holes in how they test stuff. There's nothing to kill. Oh, this is a slow one. This is where you have to camp these boxes. You just need individuals camping each one of these boxes, killing them every time they spawn. This is a slow one. Quality over quantity. Quality over quantity. I mean, I think most people are in agreement of that. I don't think that's a controversial take. I think given the choice, people would rather have quality stuff. Sounds reasonable, but then I remember Blue Post or even patch notes where they celebrated having fixed dynamic flying animation on a few additional mounts. I fear that that is the pace of progress we can expect. It's difficult because Blizzard clearly has so many different demographics of people playing this game now that they are almost at the point where it is an impossible task to please everybody. You have, for example, you have some people that are quite content with playing the game 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, who will burn through all however much content you give those players, they will eventually burn through it way faster than most other people. And so, even those players, and I know I probably fall in this category of people who are fortunate enough to be able to play the game a disgusting amount, naturally burn through everything. And 8 weeks to those players feels like a lifetime because they get the entire patch worth of stuff done in 2. The only thing that slows them down is the natural time gating of not being able to fully gear and, you know, crest caps and this sort of stuff. That's the only thing that keeps those people busy. But the content gets churned through super quick. On the flip side, they probably have a huge amount of the player base, which is more aging gamer. I would say people in their 30s and above who have jobs, family, IRL commitments, who don't get to play the game 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. You know, who may log in for a couple of hours in the evening maybe when the kids are gone to bed, or after they finish work, or once they finish their studies, or they get back from the gym or whatever, right? Those players are probably feeling pretty burnt out with the game right now because in those couple of hours they just genuinely do not have time to do everything they want to do, and they feel this 8-week cycle is like aggressively fast. How do you balance that? Like how do you appease both those almost complete opposite sort of like type of players? I don't even know. I do think there's an element of the problem is on the player here. I'm going to be honest. Now, don't shoot the messenger on this one. But I do think the emphasis should, like, people need to understand the game they're playing to a degree. I do think if you've played World of Warcraft for 20 years, right? If you've played through it and you're now in your 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever, still playing the game, still thoroughly enjoying the game, I do think you almost have to kind of remember that this is a live service game that does naturally require pretty aggressive time investment to get the best out of it. But if that's not your style of game, there are slower at your pace RPG adventures that are significantly more entertaining, probably. An MMO is kind of built upon what the majority, you know, it's built around the majority, isn't it? If the majority of players are willing to do something, then that becomes, you know, the given way of doing something. And in an MMO, I think you are naturally going to attract the people who are more willing to sink disgusting amounts of time into a single game. And so the content is often tailored towards that demographic more so. You have, the way I look at this from the perspective of goal making. I see more and more these days so many people believing that they can play the game for free by only playing the game a couple of hours a day. And it's just not happening. It's just not happening for 99% of the players. It's kind of frowned upon in the goal-making community to suggest people just buy tokens, because it's the cheat way of doing it, right? People are trying to figure out how to make the gold in-game. But if your expectation is to be able to make enough gold to be able to play the game for free every month, and you're only able to play like 2 to 3 hours in the evening, Monday through to Friday, you know, weekends, you're busy with family, friends, work, whatever, like, you're not really meant to be able to acquire that amount of gold. And so the right answer, even though it's the answer that probably most people don't want to hear, the right answer, if you only play the game a limited amount, is, hey, here's this service that Blizzard offers you. You can take $20 out your pocket and you can get more gold than you need. It's, you know, that is the design of this game. Holly tried to push the approach in EverQuest 1 and 2, where she was the CEO. Didn't really work well, and the quality went downhill. And so they got rid of it, and then soon Holly was out. I didn't know she came from EverQuest. I don't really know much of her past history. Sounds like they're providing the right content for Ranthius to come out and play. I'm trying not to be too ranty. It's just that there's creative discussion can be had. Blizzard oversimplified the process of changing the country of the account, so all of a sudden there's a lot more French and Dutch and so on, and far less in countries under restrictions. I wonder how many from I wonder how many of Team UK are going to start paying in euros instead. Have a great rest of the stream. Got to get going. Have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for stopping by, Chalita. Appreciate it. I will probably catch you on Monday. How are we doing on the main thing? 78%. Did some big goblin buy a lot of tokens? I saw it spike to 376 yesterday. Combo of things, I think. The Diablo announcement, the new expansion for Diablo, has clearly caused a lot of people to cash out their gold. Plus, it's, you know, new patch week. It's going to, a lot of people who let their subscription lapse to maybe go play something else over the last couple of weeks might have resubbed using some first couple of weeks gold. Plus, it starts to happen about now. We're kind of at that point in the season where we start to see the token sort of like, I mean, it's absolutely definitely bottomed out at this point. Now we will start see the token go, you know, 315, 320, 325, 330. It'll sort of hit 350 again quite soon, I reckon. Sort of sit there. Because the natural curve of supply and demand, really. There is always the same amount, or there is pretty stable amount of people that would always like to play the game for free given the choice. Yet there's often heavy spikes in the amount of people that want to buy gold. People tend to far more aggressively want to buy gold when a patch or especially an expansion is new. Then as it's no longer new and all of the shiny things aren't as shiny anymore, or people have geared, then people's desire to continuously buy gold with the token goes down, which hence pushes its price up. But I think the main cause is the Diablo stuff, I'd say. There's a real big crossover between World of Warcraft players and Diablo. There always has been. Holly was in charge of the EverQuest franchise for nearly a decade before joining Blizzard. Oh, okay. Yo, who's got the dun-dun? Can't escape the damn dun-dun. I still want that as a mount. They've got to give us a flipping green spectral rat mount. I can't believe they didn't do that. You wanted an absolute cast iron guaranteed way to make people do abundance whether they like it or not. Spectral green rat mount. I mean, they've got the skeleton for it. You know, the squeakers is a store mount.
The darkness is
Oh, hello.
gone. In time, the wilds will recover. You have our thanks.
%81. Right, I'm going to fly to the next one and then going to take a quick AFK break. Did you get your 4.5k abundance warbound item? No, I apparently don't get one.
These twilight
Apparently,
corpses
Manthias doesn't
burn
get
our
one.
homes and
I don't know why.
desecrate our heirlooms with their magic.
No. To be fair, I'm not sure I've checked with the mailbox today. Oh, no, I did earlier. I checked it earlier. Yeah. No, I just don't get one. Not for me, apparently. 82%. Right, quick bathroom break. I'll be back in 2. Yes, it's because I'm a frogger. Right, have we won yet? Are we winning? Are we winning? Almost. 96%. Perfect timing. Can we get a tag on something? There we go. We got a tag. Qualifies us for a bag. Genius, that. Oh, bad luck if you don't sip. Oh, okay, you. Dirty Frogger. Frog early, frog often, that's what they say.
For some
Frog
rebels,
early and
these
frog
covered
often.
relics are all they have left. On their
Stacking these
behalf,
dark particles as well, you
I
know.
thank you.
Do wonder if they'll make these transferable. $86.
Twilight's blade
I don't think
are
I've
hiding out at
actually
Speaker's Rift.
got one of
Show
the
them how
epic
Ahashura
bags
protects Zulaban.
yet. I think I last time I did these assaults, I think I did a handful of them and was just like, yeah, this is boring, and peaced out. I don't think I actually ever did the
Twilight's blades think they can sneak into
main
our
incursion
homes?
thing.
We may be weakened, but we are not weak. Find them.
Need to hand in all of these quests, don't I? Maybe I'd do that while we're waiting. Two birds, one stone. Let me hand in some of these quests.
That is quite a ghost story.
Ah,
I am sad that
anger
I will
charmer.
not talk to Sita again, and that Colsey has lost his law speaker. But I am glad Sita has found peace at last.
Yoink.
I will go and speak to Colsey. I hope there are no hard feelings there.
Let's not hand in the campaign one though, mind. Where do we hand these in? Why can't... Oh, there we go.
Everything
you.
will be fine as good. They should learn to stay in their holes.
These are for
One day
completing the
Zoleman
delves.
will be free of their taint.
Less obnoxious icons on my mini-map at least. %. Getting there. Chill out at our favourite local fishing box.
Step closer and don't mumble.
You get loads of grey items from this event as well. It doesn't amount to anything, it's just
Fine, leave.
bag bloat
I
again.
was done talking to you.
Do you get many... Do these things have void light in them? Oh, they do. They have a little bit of void light marl in each one. I was like, okay. This is going to be then how you get your... Because the Gamba boxes for all the transmog, which is probably what's incentivizing a lot of people to do this right now, isn't it? Gamba boxes for the Mog. Was it 150 void light marl each? That's... Let's say there's 10 appearances in each box. 1,500 void light marl. Each slot. Yeah, you probably need 10,000 void light marl to get all the transmog from this event, don't you? Might even be more. At least these give you a little bit. unironically, I reckon the gold stacks up pretty quick from this as well. It's not going to make anybody a billionaire, but it's 200 gold an event. Can't argue it. So far, I think Midnight has felt like an expansion where your general gold income just by proxy of playing the game has been better than it was in the War Within. There's lots of people really kind of struggling and desperate for more sources of gold, weren't there, in the War Within? This time, I'm not sure if it's just, you know, I'm a little bit biased, but it's definitely felt like it's been easier to make just standard amounts of gold. Everything seems to give you just a little bit. %.
The ethereal seek to gather power. Remove them from our lands.
Just kill things. It's easier just to kill things. Oh, shit. Who puts a flipping portal right on that? Somebody trolling. This? Oh, gateway debuff.
The ethereals must not gain any ground.
Is that enough?
We gonna be there to stop them.
Oh, 95. One more, two more maybe. Where are we going? Be an easy one. Please be an easy one.
This darkness is corrupting the wilds of Zulaman. Slay the enraged creatures and expel the energy.
Ah, nice. Easy fill the bar one. Like that. Oh. Although that's out of mobs. What's a Puffer Spine Spell Pierce? Why is somebody looting it? Oh, it's from a rare. Okay, it's been a rare nearby. It does feel as if you could mostly get away with AFKing these entire things. I mean, you can't totally AFK because you still need to fly around with a group, but you could be, I mean, freshly dinged and like this really is a free source of just stuff, isn't it? It's 8 accolades per event, so what you're looking at, like
Darkness is gone.
8 times 8 is 60. You
Wild
need
will recover.
9
You have our tongue.
9 events to get a single piece of champion gear. I mean, it's probably not actually any quicker, but the fact that it's basically 0 effort. Does kind of mean I feel a bit stupid doing this on my main character and not my alts. Right, 98%. One more mini event and then the big event.
Twilight's blade
Surely.
are hiding out at Speaker's wrist. Show them how a Hashura protects Zulaman.
Dominar are nearby, corrupting our wildlife. The poor creatures
People in
beyond
chat,
saving
bug incoming where it resets to
void
0.
ritual and put it
Why
out
do
of
people
its
have to
misery.
say things like that? Why do people insist on tempting fate? $99. Foreseeing a very possible outcome. Yeah, but it's like, it's the kiss of death, isn't it? So, did somebody lust on this? Okay, interesting choice. Right, 100%. When's the big event start then?
The beast can now rest, but we must watch for more rituals like this.
Slideshow.
The Ethereals are planning something
Impending
big using
assault.
power stolen from the Twilight's blade. Their plans must be stopped, or the Amani are doomed.
Defend the attack. Right, kill things then. Would you get better FPS not in a raid group? Depends on your layer. If you're on the same layer as the raid group, it's not really going to make any difference. The fact that you're in the raid doesn't really make a huge amount of difference. Some probably, but considering the frame rate is basically determined by the server, so if you're on a shard that's got 1 billion people on it, it's gonna chug. This could be a bit of a EXP simulator. You could get some tags on these as low-level characters. Though these aren't elites, are they? They're just regular level 90s, but even still. Does this end up being cash money? People are clothies here as well. Yeah, being a cloth character here is probably big money. Oh, hello. 2 BOEs. Look at the corpses, man. Corpses for days. Oh, battery core. What was that for? Pylons destroyed. Closer to interact with it? I was literally inside it. Oh. Where'd he go? Who turned my pylon off? All off. This bit feels like the world quest. Oh my god. That caught me by surprise. Why do I always sneeze when I'm on stream? Does anybody else notice that? I basically don't ever sneeze unless for some reason I'm streaming. Where I sneeze at least once a day. Streaming allergy? Pretty common. Allergic to Blizzard bullshit, that's what it is. You lagging or low FPS? I've just got 15 FPS in the game. There's nothing I can do about it right now. Welcome to World of Lagfest. Which, yes, I appreciate. Also, doesn't make the stream look particularly great, but... Okay, why can I keep clicking on this and nothing happens? Oh, because that is part of the world quest and I'm in a raid group, which is why that doesn't work, I see. Defeat the volatile titan. Busy. Where are all these fellas coming from? With all the parachutes. Something meant to happen? Oh, 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 mobs, kill them. See if we can break a record. Single digit FPS, there we go. It's like a world boss on crack. It makes you wonder why they bother putting mechanics on sort of mobs like this. Why doesn't he just stand there? If it's just a patchwork job, just let it be a patchwork job. Listen to what Zoljura has to say. Which is where? Back at the... Oh, field satchel, there we go.
Our lands are safe again.
Right. What do we get? 30 accolades, 10 champion dawn crests, 120 void light marl, and 600 gold. $30 accolades for the main event. For the main event, 30. Okay. Not even a single piece of champion gear. Not even a single piece of champion gear for the main event. Okay. Now, obviously, you have to do all of the little events to get to the main event, but, like, even still, at least one piece of champion gear, Blizz. Come on now. Right, okay. Get rid of all of these greys.
That would scare you shellers.
Thank you again.
Come back with some better stories.
I think I did the world boss the other day. I can safely say I'm not hyper incentivized to do any more of these assaults. That said, we do have to do some stuff to get this. Are we... Obviously, the Eversoul stuff comes next week. What's Cosmic Exterminator? Defeat 100 corrupted creatures in the Void Strikes. Unlock Cappy for purchase. Defeat 15 creatures with advanced void corruption in Void Strikes. Complete 50 void strikes or incursions in Zulaman. Okay. So I need to do 20 more to get this achievement, which is worth doing this week. But I'm starting to think I should just be doing this on my druid. It could do with the gear for starters, and can pick up herbs and ore while I do it. It doesn't seem to be much advantage to doing this on my main. Now I'm assuming that these are warband-wide achievements. Rescue 50 forces during void strikes. Maybe that's an Eversong one. Fly through 100 swarming enemies in void strikes. Toss 50 batteries. Hey, see, I've been competing. I've been trying. Discover the use for the mysterious items found during void strikes and incursions. Oh, we got the battery, didn't we? Where do we turn that in? Consult allies about the battery core. Permafrost keystone and Najatar scrying stone. I got the battery, didn't I? Where do we hand that in? What was the quest even called? Speak to an ethereal in the Howling Ridge. $400 void light. I'll take it. Yeah, I would probably say you want to do this on your alts, and you probably don't really want to do it all that much on your main. It just doesn't seem of any value, really. You can chip away at the achievements on your alts, and your alts can use the field accolades for their intended purpose. Makes a lot more sense. Where were we going? To the Void Storm.
Catalog every newcomer. I want to know secrets among
Oh,
these
actually, we
latest
can leave
arrivals.
this group now.
I hunger for the opportunity to work together again. Come, let us forge a weapon worthy of your allies.
Oh, wait, there was actually an apology letter from Blizzard. Holy shit. You weren't even memeing. Actual recognition of bad mojo. Message regarding the 12.05 launch. The 12.05 patch launch was not up to our standards, and we know this disrupted your time and caused justified frustration. The team's been working around the clock since the launch to stabilize the game and fix the biggest issues players were hitting right away. See our hotfix updates here. Team is taking lessons learned from this launch to help ensure this doesn't happen again. We will also work harder to communicate openly, early, and often when a launch doesn't go as expected. The known issues we're working on, fixes as they roll out, and any other information that would be useful to our community as problems are worked on and solved. We care deeply about the game, and we play it right alongside you. We will do better. Thanks for sticking with us, the World of Warcraft team. An apology and a price rise. Ah. Well, I mean, at least they came out and said something. At least they came out and said something. Is it ratioed? Don't know. It's I don't think I want to read the comments, do I? I don't think I want to read the comments on this. I bet Wowhead's... Oh, what's Wowhead? Should we read the Wowhead comments on it? Because I bet they're spicy. New limited edition Jackson Diablo guitar sells out instantly. The fuck? As players have no doubt noticed, the 1205 has been a bit of a buggy mess. However, Blizzard has acknowledged that this was a rough patch day launch and they're continued to working on bug fixes. They've committed to refunding bonus rolls and are striving to provide more open communication. Oh god, do we read the comments? It's gonna be spies. Is Mystical OS, isn't that aren't they behind Deadly Boss mods? Aren't they behind Deadly Boss mods? I think they are. Popcorn emoji. We made you upset, we understand that. However, you will not get any free playtime for our mess up. Thanks for the money. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between a corporate apology speak and AI speak. You know it's bad when Blizz pulls out a ukulele. Thank you, co-pilot. Ah. Oh, it's funny. Lessons learned. We have better prompts for ChatGPT next time. The team is taking lessons learned from this launch as if the game didn't have 12 other expansions to learn from. Like, this is real memey, of course. But it is something I've definitely noticed. I've definitely noticed over the years that there are periods where they do actually learn something, but there's one really distinct problem. That their churn of developers seems to be just as high as their churn of players. Meaning the developers that learn and fuck off and take those learnt lessons somewhere else. You quite often see that, like, you know, the overall mindset shift, like the whole valuing player time thing, that was humongous in Shadowlands. The whole ripcord thing, all of this sort of business, that was huge back then. There was actually, you know, a little bit of understanding that started to showcase itself off the back of that. Now, an expansion or two further, they've either all forgotten, or more likely scenario is that it's completely new developers working on it that never learned that lesson in the first place. So it's yeah, it's a bit of a circular issue, so that they always have to learn their lessons. There's no signature on the post, so nobody there actually bears the responsibility. Is there not? Is it not actually? No. Thanks for sticking with us, the World of Warcraft team. Yeah, the team is taking lessons learned. The game's been optimized poorly since Dragonflight, and DX12 is causing weird graphic loadouts, timeouts. I really can't trust Blue. I've not used DX12, by the way, for ages. Like, I've had my game on DX11 mode for years, because DX12 just doesn't work properly. And I've never been able to get it to just work properly. As soon as I have DX12 on, I start getting all sorts of graphical glitches and all sorts of weird stuff going on. better than badly enough that we felt the need to apologise for it does not automatically mean good. Take more time before the next release, throw the 8-week nonsense out the window, and put a product that's actually polished and working well out instead of just functional. We will do better isn't enough after the visible decline in quality and final polish over the last expansion. I love a lot of things about Midnight, but I'm having to power through a bunch of broken, frustrating things to get there. Stop making me do that. Borrow a point from Gamers Nexus. You can't just promise to do better and leave it at that. You need to say what you're actually going to do better, which means acknowledging in full that you did badly. At no point did they apologize for letting AI screw things up and promise to stop using AI. Anybody, and I mean genuinely anybody, who truly believes that companies are not going to use AI is you might as well take a piss into the wind. Like, there is no way companies are not going to use AI. What companies should do is they should use AI to, you know, do the grunt work, do the foundation, but it still needs skilled individuals to check that AI hasn't done fucking stupid things. And don't just blindly assume that it's done a good job and ship it. Yeah, I mean, I can understand the popcorn here. Revert MM changes. Yeah, Marksman's been absolutely dumpstered on, hasn't it, from what I've heard. Blizzard doesn't learn anything. They have X years of experience in XYZ, all sorts of shit in the last few expansions, to result in a total mess of 1205. Haven't even earned my bonus rolls yet, but the stuff I have done has worked fine thus far. Nothing in the hotfixes aligned with anything I've done. All the people QQing about AI, get over it. AI is an amazing tool when used right, and it can increase productivity. Can it be relied on without any human intervention? No, but I'd take a handful of AI agents over a junior or UX person in a heartbeat. In fact, I've actively pushed back on hiring juniors. AI, when used by seniors, easily and efficiently outperforms anything a junior does at a fraction of the cost. Don't disagree with this, but there is a fundamental problem of that. Where do your new generation of seniors come from if people stop hiring juniors? By proxy, you have to be a junior for a period of time before you can be senior. This is one of the longevity aspects of AI. I don't deny that AI can do the job of many simple tasks. Yet the issue is, quite often, is how do those juniors gain the experience to become seniors? What happens when all of the seniors retire, quit, move on to something else? Where's your new seniors coming from? Where's your new seniors? Doesn't happen, does it? Yeah, well, I think we could have assumed the comments were going to be in that vein. I don't agree with the developer churn being the issue. Look at the repeating errors and look at the leadership still being in the same place. Well, yeah, I mean, the developers, like, things like best practices and experience on an individual developer level is something that they might learn. They might learn that, hang on, actually, this way of implementing something leads to this, and that's not something we want. So you gain the experience. So next time you do it in a different way that then doesn't result in a negative end result. But yes, there is a definite problem that it falls on the shoulders of the leadership team to make sure that those same historical mistakes don't happen, and that's not happening. So yes, you can't directly blame the developers. You know, if you You know, this is where juniors learn, right? You more often learn from your mistakes. But the leadership team should also be learning that, well, these are a new bunch of developers that didn't learn this last time, so now, because I am still here and I'm the leadership, I should be responsible for it. That doesn't happen. Clearly not, but hey, at least they came out and said something. At least they came back and said something. I had to come back from the kitchen to reply to that comment. That statement made me sick. I hope whoever wrote that comment, I wish your coffee be always cold. It's difficult because they're not wrong. That a few AI agents probably can do the job of a single junior. But if you don't give that single junior the opportunity to learn, that junior will never become a senior. And then when you don't have seniors to overview the, you know, there's the that's the short-term win. Did you see the changes on deafness? You now need 2.5 seconds to gather herbs or ore, even with full purple tools, full deafness. Didn't they say they were changing? Didn't they say they were changing deafness, but like on retroactive expansions? Didn't they state that deafness was stacking too high, too fast? But only for, like, Dragonflight and the War Within stuff. It shouldn't really have affected Midnight stuff, right? I saw something. Oh, this is at... I saw something. They bricked the Midnight Gathering, but they changed it in a way that you might have 4 nodes and... still doesn't make a big difference. I mean, I don't know anybody who was stacking... If you were stacking deafness for Midnight content, you were doing it wrong. Arguably. But that still doesn't mean that your points in the node should go towards nothing. Yeah, they did say something about deafness somewhere. I read something about it, but I can't remember where. Gathering speed is better than all? Okay. Go with your druid to go gather some stuff. It feels like minute 1 of midnight. Fine. I might need to jump on the druid if I want to do any more of these assaults anyway. I can't remember why I was out here. Speak to you for some reason. Never seen such an overlay of technology like this. This is no amateur work. Whoever interlaced this together was both a skilled technomancer and quite familiar with Lightforge technology. Also appears to be a fine coating on the inner chassis, some sort of arcane conductor. It almost looks organic, spore-like, but arcane charged. How curious. The irony, somebody at Blizzard wrote this. This is no amateur work. The irony.
Brave of you to venture this far.
Can you tell me about this battery core? I do not know much about them. Even when there was a member of the Shadow Guard, I rarely encountered them. The only Shadow Guard... sure.
I
Okay.
will honor my oath.
Speak to a Lightforged Draenei in Silvermoon about it. Worse than them bricking deafness, though. Did you see the bug where people had infinite finesse?
No secrets among these latest arrivals.
That was a spicy bug, wasn't it? Where are we taking this? Oh, all the way up there. Not a complete stranger to fighting against the force of the void, but I've never seen them in such numbers. Unlike our attacks on the Burning Legion strongholds, our encounters with them were far less common. Even on the most remote battlefields, their forces lurked, like shadows in the corner of your eye. Thraxian taught us that he knew of their tactics, but even this host goes beyond what we've seen. Oh, here's a magical battery. Blah, blah, blah.
Light be with you.
The
400
Legion
void
stop
light.
at nothing.
Don't mind if I do.
Be careful.
Right, okay. Frustratingly so, I might need to go do some dun-duns. I might need to go do some dun-duns. So many quests I need to turn in, but I might need to go do some dun-duns. Where's dun-duns at right now? Voidstorm dun-duns. Okay. They're quick and easy ones, if nothing else. Yeah, the assaults I'm going to need to do a few more of, but I think doing them on my druid is probably a smarter move. A character that can benefit from the champion gear is worth doing the assaults on, I think, just to get the last few achievements from it for the week. I think that's probably the play there. Wait, what are you saying now?
Your fee, adventurer. That will teach them to rebuff a perfectly good bribe in the future.
Go get a few dun-duns done quickly. Blizzard's looking for a software product manager who will be out of a job soon. They know where to find me. Send your CV in. Also, did they nerf hunt progress with traps? I did a few nightmare praise. Did a few nightmare praise, and I must admit it did feel like traps didn't give anywhere near as much progress this time, but I was kind of thinking that that might just be a that might have just been a me thing, but it's interesting somebody else has turned around and said it.
Come and be blessed by enter my domain. Pursue the boundless glory of abundance.
Fortunately, the praise system for me feels like something that, much like Delves in Season 1, last expansion, they will probably iterate on this for next season. But Prey very much feels like something that you do it in the very early gearing stages and then you just put it down. Unless you have a weird affliction for the gameplay loop. I'm not really sure you'll have much need to do the Prey. Like I said, unless you just, for some reason, like Pain. It's a good way to get your bounty map, true. But can you not buy one of those for like 2,000 undercoin anyway? If you would rather not. And to be honest, you kind of almost don't you can kind of almost don't even need to do the delves, because the reason, like, you can just completely, if you want to now, switch your gameplay loop to the 1205 stuff. You can do a couple of once you get some gear, you get better rewards by doing the rituals, and you can practically AFK your way through the assaults if you really wanted to as well. 8 rituals would probably be a better way to fill out your vault, and then you don't have to go anywhere near delves or pray at all if you've already had your fill of that content for this patch. Now, obviously, none of this matters if you're willing to just go run a few +10s, but for the solo play,
Alas, alack, alacrity! Your abundant limit nears!
Alright, one down.
Everything is of the finest quality. A man equality.
There is so much weight. Enter my domain. Pursue the boundless glory of abundance.
I wonder if we'll, with 1205 going live now, we should start to see a 1207 PTR very soon. And that should also... It can't be that long, surely, or they announced 12.1. Thinking about it. We had Forbidden Reach in 1007. We had Siren Isle in 1107. Do we think we're going to get something in 1207 zone-wise? Or do we already know? Can't remember what the roadmap says. I'm thinking aloud here, by the way. Oh, hang on, we're nearly full. We know labyrinths are coming out in 07. That's not the neck. Weren't labyrinths touted for later on in the expansion? Like 12.1.7 or something. I felt labyrinths were further down the line. .12.1 should be out second week of August-ish. I actually don't think I would mind having the expansion launch when it did, I don't actually think I would mind having a slower summer, to be honest. I think after the last 6 to 9 months of go, go, go in WoW, a slightly slower summer might not go amiss, to be honest. I mean, second week of August is still obviously very clearly summer for a new patch, but at least you've got the early summer. Got June, July, without anything crazy busy going on in the game. Now, and that comes from a me perspective, right? Being when it's hot and I'm frequently busy at the weekend because it's summer. I don't mind sitting indoors playing video games all winter. When it's summer, I like to take advantage of it a little bit more so. So a slightly slower schedule for summer might not go amiss, to be honest. There's the single boss raid, then the mega delves at some point. Don't remember exactly when on the roadmap. Yeah, I'm not expecting any of that for 12.07. 12.1, 12.1.5, 12.1.7 labyrinths maybe. Or whether they'll make labyrinths a main patch feature. Not sure. When you say labyrinth, I think Torghast. I don't know what to expect. I mean, obviously you could use the word, you know, you could describe them as mega delves. They did kind of state, didn't they, that it was meant to be something that you progress on over the week, that you can go in and out of. Instance content that you go in and out of. It makes it feel mega delvy. I'm intrigued by it. I'm intrigued by it because it's also clearly going to be something that's sort of focused towards, you know, more solo adventure, I reckon. I don't think they're going to add another weekly group piece of content. I think which makes me think that Labyrinths must be more solo focused. Normalized gear, mage tower style skill requirements would be kind of cool.
Hurry! Abundance will soon overwhelm your fragile form.
I nearly didn't hand in any. Whoa, whoa! Take my stuff! Take my stuff! Woof! I nearly forgot to hand in my flipping abundance. Then I was thinking with my brain. That's always dangerous.
Come and be blessed by delay not, lest abundance be claimed without you.
Oh, we've spawned into a public event going on. Should be an easy win then. Makes you think, if we're getting hero track from this new event, what reward awaits us with a mega delve? Are they really just going to give us potentially myth track gear with the labyrinths? This is a hot take, I'm sure. But I've said and quite strongly believe for years that they need to make the best gear in the game more achievable. I don't find there to be a problem with having it being very, very difficult to acquire at the start, but I don't see what the problem is with allowing people to eventually, across the period of a season, have access to the best quality gear in the game. What's the problem with that? Please explain to me where the problem with that lies, without using any form of gatekeeping. Like, I'm not trying to devalue the effort it takes to get that gear early, plus you have the luxury of having that gear very early. Like, you get to take advantage of having that very best gear for a longer period of time. You can, you know, stomp content faster and more efficiently than anybody else for the majority of the season. But I, for a long time, have always wondered why do they hold, why do they stop? You know, they do all this catch-up stuff. Why do they always stop, like, 1 meter before the finish line for most players? Why? I mean, I think they've kind of been... Since when did it really start kicking off? It was the War Within, wasn't it, really? Where they start, like... It's only been in the last expansion where regular solo Joe player with consistency has been able to get heroic geared. But why stop there? What damage is it doing letting these players get some strong gear for a small period of time before you do a soft reset anyway?
Hurry! Abundance will soon overwhelm your fragile form!
Devalue the worth of raiding. Why go in with 20 people and do mythic bosses for weeks if I could just get it by playing solo? But it's a time thing, isn't it? Like, and I also generally tend to believe that most people that actually do mythic raiding are not like, sure, yeah, they care about getting the best gear and whatever, but it's still the journey of going and getting it. If it wasn't the journey of going and getting the gear, they wouldn't be so willing to do it on repeat every single patch. Now, having General Joe solo be able to eventually, and my point is like 3 months later, right, be able to acquire that gear slowly but surely themselves, that doesn't affect the enjoyment of the journey in any way, shape or form. This is why I've never really kind of quite understood that. I don't think it's going to put off people from mythic raiding, because part of... gamers will always want to be better than other gamers. That's just by proxy. People who play an MMO, people who especially do anything even remotely player versus player. Now I know mythic raiding isn't player versus player, but the status symbol aspect of it, like, you know, people compare their Mythic Plus ratings. That, you know, Mythic Plus is a player versus environment game mode, but look at how competitive people get in between themselves on things like their rating and whatever. Like, people are still going to have that level of competitiveness, and it's mostly balanced on people want to do it and they want to do it first. Right? People want to win the race. People want to have the best gear before other people. I mean, there's even achievements in game for doing it, right? I don't think that would change in any way, shape or form by eventually allowing solo players to, albeit very slowly, chip away, and eventually, with consistency, by the end of the season, I think pretty much everybody, given enough playtime, should be running around in full mythic gear. Why shouldn't you? You can still kill mythic bosses that are very difficult to down, and you can do it first, and you can have the luxury of having that mythic gear for a lot longer than everybody else. And so then there's your bragging rights. If you need the bragging rights, there you go. If you're going to get pissed off because 3 months down the line somebody gets the same piece of gear that you got by killing a mythic boss in week 4 of the expansion, well, that's a you problem. That's you being salty and you being gatekeeping. You're like, I did this difficult thing and nobody else should have access to it without also doing the difficult thing. That's a real you problem, I think. It probably doesn't help with incentivizing people to get into that game mode, no. But, you know, I mean, I've equally thought that just mythic raiding generally should be have a lower barrier to entry and be somewhat easier. And I think actually maybe Blizzard's philosophy with things like add-ons is to normalize the playing field a little bit, to maybe make the barrier to entry of this highest difficulty content more achievable by more people. I don't know what the stats are and I don't know what the numbers are, but I would imagine that it's in the amount of people that actually kill a mythic boss in any season is probably in the single digits, I would guess. But like I said, I don't have the stats to hand, but I think of all of the people that play this game, it's probably a single digit the amount of people that actually kill a mythic boss in a season. What's the humongous negative of the other 90% plus of people being able to eventually get equivalent gear? I've never quite got it.
Magnificent contributions, my acolytes.
It's a video game. Like, people are meant to be able to play it and people are meant to be able to have fun in it. If your fun comes from not allowing other people to have the fun that you had, then that's a real you problem. People are laughing at me because Blizzard decided to make some of the TCG mounts that I've purchased. Oh yeah, things like the Twitch drops and stuff. Yeah, there's definitely an element of the player base that gets annoyed because they did something and they got something, and now somebody has an easier ride to it. But you know, some people, there are some people who will just never be happy. I don't think you should try and please people who are just naturally salty and will never be pleased. Flex mythic raiding might change the scene. I think having... They're not... I don't think they'd go that route, and I think it's for one very simple reason. I think encounter design relies very heavily on them knowing that there's an exact number of people who are going to do a thing. I think the reason that the mythic difficulty exists at all this day is because they can build the encounters knowing that there will be 20 people here, right? So we can balance it around there being exactly 20 people. If they were to try and do that same level of difficulty, but flexed, I don't think it would work. I don't think it would work. But part of my reason for thinking that Mythic should probably be made a little bit easier generally across the board is for the reason that I actually think quite a lot of the challenge in Mythic raiding for guilds is just simply getting 20 people in the right place at the right time. I think guilds that can consistently get the same 20 people in the right place at the same time probably don't have too much difficulty doing Mythic content. Now, sure, they'll hit a wall at boss 4 or 5 or whatever based on skill and stuff, but I would imagine that getting 20 people in the right place is a huge aspect of it. Some guilds, I would imagine, probably get stuck in heroic just purely because they can't get the, you know, the roster to be solid 20 people all the time. Some weeks they'll have 17, some weeks they'll have 24, you know? So if you can orchestrate the logistics of getting 20 people in the same place consistently every week, then I don't think the difficulty of the content needs to be that much harder. Because I actually kind of think just by proxy of by proxy of getting the the 20 people in the right place at the right time should be half the job.
Magnificent contributions, my acolytes.
It's the reason why Classic was so popular, because they like the social aspect. I tend to think more people doing more stuff is always good, right? Surely it's got to be. Surely it's got to be. Ultimately, there's no form of raiding in any of the Classic expansions that's outside the reach of basically anybody. There are obviously always going to be teams of people that will do it first, but nobody playing Classic is kind of restricted from doing the hardest content in the game if they want to. And that's kind of what raiding was right at the very beginning, wasn't it? It was absolutely not a showcase of skill in any way, shape or form. It was basically, oh, we've got 40 people all, you know, pissing about in TeamSpeak, pew-pewing a boss. Some people took it more seriously than others.
Alas, alacrity! Your abundant limit nears!
Because they are doing Flex Mythic raids soon. How do we know this? It says who and where. Vanilla to Wrath of the Lich King was a lot of gear. People cared more about the gear than the actual boss kills. Rogues with the Warglaves would just then AFK in the main city. Yeah, gear mattered an awful lot. Hence why all of the classic drama that always used to happen, which was quite funny.
There is so much waiting to be delayed on, lest abundance be claimed without you.
Blizzard said themselves 1207 raid is going to be a mythic flex raid from 15 to 25 players. Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. They're clearly giving that a bit of a dip the toe in the water, a bit of a test on a one boss raid. That makes sense, I suppose. I mean, I've played the game for long enough that I am a little bit old school in this regard. I kind of think that raiding should be put on the pedestal. I know there's a lot of people that greatly enjoy Mythic Plus, and good on you. But I still think that the raid should be the thing that's on the pedestal. The raid should be the thing that people strive to do. You gear up, you progress, you do some dungeons, you get some better gear, you do some delves, you get some better gear, you do this, you do that, you do this, you get some better gear. But I still think the thing at the top should be the raid, because it's kind of, it's the World of Warcraft design philosophy. It always has. And it's lasted 20 years, so don't change it too much. But that still makes me think that the top difficulty of the raid should still be more within reach of more players. Whereas right now, like I said, I don't have the numbers to back this up, but I tend to assume that it's probably a single-digit amount of the player base that ever kill a mythic boss in a season. Which kind of makes me think there's a lot of effort that goes into 10% of the player base. People complain like fucking nobody's business already about the Blizzard designing the game for the 1%. I don't think it's truly the 1%. I think it's probably more likely the 10%. But I also don't get why the other 90% can't eventually have at least access to the gear more efficiently. And I think since the War Within, they've probably been sort of testing the water with this a little bit anyway. Like, what is it? Hero Track gear is now more readily available via Prey, via Delves, via the vault. Heroic quality gear is now way more readily available, which in theory should help push people more into Mythic. If more people... Why is this not turning in my abundance? If more people are able to get reasonably geared in a reasonable amount of time, then there's a better chance, surely, of them accidentally getting into a guild and doing some of the top content. I don't know. Mentality you have on Mythic Raid is a few expansions ago. Now it's much easier if you don't want to go race to world first. Right now, Midnight Season 1. The early bosses in Mythic are quote-unquote easy to pug. Okay. They are kind of going that way, slowly but steadily. Less extra trash, easier content. Probably soon it's going to be shorter. What, the Mythic Plus runs? According to their numbers, this season's Mythic Plus was the most popular since Legion. It depends how you determine success, doesn't it? I mean... more people doing more avenues of the content only makes more sense to me. Genuinely. This is why I think the barrier to entry to Mythic Plus should be less. I think I think the barrier to raiding in general should be less. They understood this because they added things like flex raiding in years and years ago, but they've always kept like Mythic up at the okay, only X amount of people are ever going to do Mythic bosses. And I think they're slowly starting to realise that there's no real reason to gatekeep the hardest difficulty content from 90% of the player base. And as far as Mythic Plus is concerned, a 45-minute dungeon is probably not going to be as enjoyable to people to do on repeat as a 45-minute dungeon, or a 20-minute dungeon, or a 15-minute dungeon. More sort of small 3-boss dungeons even. Throw a couple of cheeky 3-boss dungeons in the mix, which, you know, can be blasted out in 15 minutes. You know, might end up being favoured. Who knows? Right, we managed to bang out our dun-dun ones pretty effectively there, though. Do I have enough... I can't be doing napkin maths in my head. How many fused vitalities is that? How many we got? It's at least another 10, isn't it? Got 5 in my bags. 15. What have we still got? Let's keep buying them until we can't buy any more. I'm 100 short. How many we got? 17. Son of a bitch. Guess we wait. Guess we wait. Means next epic turns up next week. That's fine. That's fine, that's fine.
Come back soon. I'll have new goods just for you, eh?
Right, that's another thing off the weekly list to get done, which is nice. And in that quest as well. Luckily I'm in a guild where we don't bench people. We do not really listen to that. You need to have 2 Death Knights to kill this boss. I mean, Flex Mythic would definitely be a help. I just have always thought that the reason they haven't done Flex Mythic is so that they can actually design the encounters around knowing full well that this is the amount of players that are going to turn up. This is the likely combination of players that will be needed to defeat it, so on and so on. I've always thought that that fixed number allows them easier time when it comes to sort of boss balance. Maybe it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another. Maybe their choice to, or at least try to stranglehold the usage of add-ons allows them more flexibility with design, which in turn means that they are able to be more flexible with the amount of people that can enter the raid, so to say.
Anaria Shala.
Do I ever tidy up my bags? I tidy my bags frequently, but because this is my main character that does an awful lot of world content, as quick as I clean my bags out, they get messy again. It takes 48 hours for my bags to fill up with random rubbish again. Unfortunately. So I do try, honestly. Honestly, I do try.
This world is vast and wondrous.
Let's get those upgraded. Since we can. I'm not going to upgrade my trinkets just yet unless I've got... Okay. Am I at the point yet? Am I at the point... Oh no, I've still got this one stupid veteran ring. I need at least a champion ring. That's holding me back from being able to convert tokens.
It is a world of wonders.
Can upgrade all of these.
We are united in purpose.
There is much to be done.
That mean we can upgrade this to 6 of 6 now, yes. Yeah, I need that one. I need one flipping better ring. Then I will have no need for champion crests anymore. Be able to convert those up as well. I think. I should probably enchant and gem and do all of the fancy stuff with my gear. I just haven't. Just craft a ring. Ah, if only I was a jewel crafter. You're not wrong. I should just craft the ring. I should craft my weapon as well. I haven't done any of this. I've got flipping shards aplenty. I was half saving my... Waiting till I had enough, what are they, Myth Dawn crests? For my crafted gear, because if I'm going to craft something, I might as well do it properly, you know? Finally hit 37 million, the last 3 days were slow. 37 million's crazy though, man, well done. When we had turbo boosts, I never understood why you needed to get all 12s to be able to buy dungeon mythic gear. But for raid, you needed the mythic boss killed. For regular people, the difficulty to get all 12s towards the end of the season is way easier than to kill a mythic boss. It's difficult, isn't it? Because comparing mythic plus to raid is hard because it's just not apples against apples, is it? The comparison just isn't that fair. You know, 20 people all at the same place, all at the same time versus 5 people doing many different things. Like, they're similar, but they're not the same. They're similar, but not the same. But I mean, I tend to believe that getting 20 people in the right place at the right time is harder than getting 5 people in the right place at the right time. But then the 5 people have to do however many dungeons rather than just like one boss, for example. It's hard to make the comparison. Right. Radio. I'm actually at a point where I'm probably either going to call it there or switch to my druid and do more assaults. With that thought process, I might call it there, you know. Oh, you kidding me? I'm like one something away from having my vault sorted for the week. Well, 263 rewards by doing 263 were like tier 12. What's tier 12? 263 rewards from doing the 5 tier 5 rituals was news to me today. Complete tier 13 or higher delves. What do you mean tier 13 or higher delves? But yeah, apparently a tier 5 ritual is the equivalent of a tier 13 delve, even though those don't exist. We might have to run some more rituals before the end of the week. We'll see, we'll see. Boys and girls, I do actually think I might leave it there for now. I'm at a point where I'm either going to start doing more assaults or switch to another character. So I think it's probably a nice place for today to leave it there. And in turn for the week, I've got guests coming over tomorrow, which means I can't sit indoors and play video games. I have a bunch of IRL stuff I will then in turn need to do on Sunday. So there's very, very little chance you'll see me over the weekend. So I wish you all a fantastic weekend. Enjoy it, whether you play video games or whether you get out and do something, touch some grass. It's up to you. Enjoy it either way. Thank you for stopping by this week. And yeah, come say hi in the Discord. Hit that follow button, hit that like button if you haven't already. And thank you once again. Enjoyed it. I'll see you all on Monday. Have a good weekend. Peace.